Are you looking for an easy to set up, budget webcam that actually looks good and doesn't look like absolute crap and hot garbage? Then, because for just less than $30, you can get an image that looks like this. So if I didn't tell you, would you have guessed it was all filmed on a webcam that was less than $30? Hey there, it's TZ here with Technological Gadgets, bringing you the best in tech and making it work for you. On this channel, we usually do tech reviews, but this time we are specifically reviewing a webcam that I haven't done in a really long time. The last one that I did was a $10 webcam that didn't look as good, but yeah, reviewing one that is slightly more high-end than that one. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, and subscribe if you would like to help support me and what I do for free. Yeah, but before we get into the webcam itself, let's take a look at the unboxing experience. It comes in this white and green, accented box with a picture of how the webcam looks like, as well as some of the features all over the box. On the back, you get some of the use cases of this webcam, like how you use this webcam itself, in different languages. Kind of self-explanatory, but yeah, opening it up, you get a webcam itself and the no one would read instruction manual, as this is really easy to set up, and I'll show you how I actually set this up later on. And to set it up, all you need to do is to open up the actual clamp itself and rest it on top of your monitor like so, and adjust the flexible head to your preferred position, of which it can do both tilt and swivel, which is very nice in getting sort of a good position. And after that, all you need to do is to plug in the non-detachable 5.9 foot USB 2.0 cable that comes out of this webcam into an available USB port on your computer, and you should be good to go. Also, there is a 1/4 inch thread on the bottom as well, so you're going to mount this to a tripod or something like that to keep it further from you. You can do that as well. Now, moving on to how this webcam with its 2 megapixel 1/2.9 inch CMOS sensor that shoots at maximum 1080p at 30 frames per second with no autofocus and a 90-degree field of view actually looks with my standard lighting setup right here, which is a daylight temperature light bouncing off of a wall behind me, similar to if you were to position your setup in front of a window and using daylight with all of the lights turned off. So I have no lights, no nothing right now. So this is how I look, unedited, just basically plug and play, and I didn't mess around with settings and stuff like that, which I will do, which I will show you how to do later on to get a much better quality image. And overall, I gotta say it is pretty decent, considering it is just a webcam, and it's surprisingly smooth as well, which I know a lot of webcams actually struggle with, and that makes it look like a webcam instead of an actual camera itself. And even though I think it tends to overexpose my face a little bit, or make the background a bit too dark while looking pretty flat, which I would say I'm going to fix later. Now, switching over to a low light scenario with basically all of the lights in my room off and me being in a dark room with only my monitor here, and this is how I'll look like. There's a lot of grain in the noise, which is to be expected, and me looking still really dark, and yeah, it's just really dark image. Still, I'm surprised that this camera has kept this frame rate, and I'm still looking smooth. So yeah, which means that it didn't increase the brightness and sort of drop the frame rate. It kept the frame rate, but make the image just look darker as a whole, which I think looks better. And if you're sort of capturing video like this, what I recommend to do is to just crank the brightness slider up, or the exposure slider up. Now I've switched over to being backlit, and what I mean by that is having a light source behind me, aka my ceiling lights, and nothing else. This is sort of I guess a more standard setup that most people have set up right facing the wall and feeling like just above. And as you can see, still maintaining the frame rate. Yeah, but you know, the color is still pretty washed out, and you know, I am definitely underexposed a little bit, and my background is sort of still visible and surprisingly not overblown, but yeah, definitely underexposed a bit and more darker. As for how the microphone sounds, it sounds surprisingly clear and loud, you know, at an arm's length distance away, though it picks up a lot of background noise, and it will be a nice backup solution if you don't already have a dedicated, you know, microphone setup or a headset microphone. But if you have one of those, you know, I would suggest you to use one of those. And for a built-in webcam microphone, this actually sounds really good. However, as I alluded to just now, you can make the webcam look much better by, you know, just sitting in front of a window, or you know, with a daylight temperature light bouncing off of the wall like this. And now I'm going to be showing you how, you know, I will make the image look even better. And so all I need to do is to go in here itself, click filters, make sure to add it as a webcam source, and then make sure to start with properties. Yep, and then device, select this, and after that, custom resolution, 1080p, 30 fps, and JPEG 709, full color range, and yep, okay, and then go back into properties, and then what you want to do is to configure video. And over here for the camera itself, what you want to do is to control the exposure. What I found best is to use -6 exposure, the best. And then after that, from here, what you want to do is to increase the contrast up to 20, and saturation, maybe you want it a bit more saturated, maybe 12. I like it slightly less saturated, so I'm going to be picking around 10. And as for sharpness, you want it somewhere around 5 or less than that, so you won't get that grainy look. For gamma, I 190, and yes, this is how it works. And I personally think it looks way much better than, you know, before. Lastly, on to my objective opinion, and that is if you have a $30 budget and are looking for a easy plug and play webcam, then this is the way to go, especially if, you know, you have invested a little bit, you know, set aside some money and invested a little bit in a cheap LED light like I have right here, that you can bounce off of the wall behind you as daylight. It's not very reliable, as well as spending, you know, some time to tweak the settings like I have done, and it literally looks that good that some people in my streams that I do thought that you know, I'm streaming with an actual camera, which is very surprising, though be it, you know, a more budget camera, but that's besides the point, you know, which is actually insane, and definitely, you know, something that you would not expect for just like $30 that you just plug straight into your computer and just make record or make stream. But what do you personally think about the webcam quality, and if you will pick one up? You know, let me know if you pick one up down in the comment section below. And if this video has helped you out in making a purchasing decision, you know, feel free to drop me a like to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content just like this and help support the channel. Last but not least, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.